This is Garrett Fry, the 3D digital map painting sequence lead for the construction site sequence, and we're taking a look at shot 1451. So let's go ahead and play that. So you can see we're panning over from the left to the right on this particular shot. It's really overcast, and so a lot of the photography that you have in the library will work. Although you can see here, even on this guy right here, there is a directional light to him. So a lot of the overcast lighting is actually going to have directional light. So if you start putting things in and even the directional light seems mismatched, you're going to have to go through and correct for those things. Also, something to consider is that this shot has some wet places. You can see over here and over here. And so, and you can see it really distinctly here in this piece of wood right here where it has these like wet edges all the way around. So the things that you're going to be putting in the shot, you need to make sure that it has kind of a wet feel to it, or it has some indication that it should be wet if it is wet. So something like metal, you're not really going to see a lot of wetness on that unless it's pooling on top. If it's pooling on top, then you're going to want a little bit of specular highlight. For that, you're going to want to look at this is reference. So this is the shadow side, this is the light side being reflected into this water patch right here. And so if you have a little bit of a speck, then you kind of want to hit this value, and some of the dark values for the water would be that if you're having it pool on top of something. If you put a big piece of machinery or something like that that has a big open wide space at the top, very likely there's going to be some water collecting there. The great thing about this shot is that it has like some built-in perspective lines for you, and so it's going to be really nice to be able to place things in there. And just so you know, when you place something in there, from the photo reference, you can place it and you can say, "Oh wow, it looks really great at this spot." And then as soon as you start bringing it back into space, it's going to start breaking the perspective and it's not going to work as well. And then at that point, you're going to have to cut up the image into different things so that it aligns correctly. So that's something to keep in mind. So it's helpful to just keep chucking in a bunch of different photos and see what works, and do that really fast and find what you can get for free as far as the photography and the perspective that matches. Before you jump into your shot, it's a good idea to review the library of construction site materials. Do a bunch of quick matte painting tests by dragging photos into your shot and doing quick integrations. You will soon be able to discern the appropriate reference you should use for your shot.